Okay, good evening. We're in the middle of a sugya. Shmuel said the following: if a person bought a field from a goslin, he bought a field from a goslin, and then the owner of the field comes along and he improves the field. The owner of the field comes along and he takes the field back. So now the Lokeach goes back to the goslin. So let's use names. I think it's easier names than look at. So Ruvain sells the field to Shimon. Levi takes the field. He sells the field that's not his. Levi now has Shimon had improved the field, and now he wants to collect from the goslin. He wants to collect both the price of the field and the shvach. Said Shmuel, money he has, but he doesn't have the shvach. And we said because it's michse keribis. It looks like ribis. We had it raised pretty good yesterday, right? Why is it michse keribis? Since the field is not really Shmuvain's to sell, so when Shimon gives him money, it's what? It's a halva. It's a halva, right? That's what we said yesterday. Because it's not his to sell. He's not getting anything. And the Mela, if Shimon is going to collect A, the price of the field, and B, the shvach, if it was a halva, nimsa, it's what? It's michse. It appears if it's ribis. So therefore, Shmuel said that what? You don't collect shvach. Okay, so once you know that, we can pick it up over here. So we're up to the last hashma on Yud Dalit Amid Beis, 2, 4, 6, 8. Make it 11 lines from the bottom. So we said that you're not moitziin from Achilas Peris, L'shvach Kakois, Lamazanisha, to collect from Mishubadim, because again, there's not a set amount, people don't know about it. But you would go ahead and collect from Bnei Chayrim. Good? So Tashma. Achilas Peris Ketzad. What's the case of Achilas Peris? Harishagozel Soda Mechaveroi. He steals a what from his friend. And it's leaving his hand. Now, what does that mean? Pasha mean he's selling it, correct? Kishu Goiva, when he collects, who's collecting? Goiva es hakerem min nechasim mishubadim. O Paris goiva min nechasim b'nei chayrin. Neichidami. Ilam kediktani. If it's literally when it leaves his hand and he collects, when the goslin's collecting, goslin eman govi, who's collecting from? He didn't lose anything. Elolav could go in shegazol sadam mechaveroi. He sold it. He stole it. And you know what miyotzim tachas yada means? And he sold it. He stole it, and he sold it. So again, Ruvain stole the field. Yotzim tachas yada, and he sells it to Shimon. Kishu goiva, right? Umachur la'acha. Now, kishu goiva, when Shimon collects from Ruvain, what does he collect from? Shvach from where? Nechasim b'nei chayrin, but he's collecting shvach. According to Shmuel, you can't collect shvach. It's michse keribis. Kash on Shmuel. Another, he is collecting the shvach, correct? And the money is a loan. Good. So it's michse keribis. Guys, you have it right, right? It's mamish michse keribis. Amarava hachamay askinan. Guys, we're gonna have 3 terutzim into this challenge. Okay, guys, we're gonna have 3 terutzim into this challenge. So let's get our rice good. It says a guy steals the field. When it leaves his hand and he collects, you're going to collect from where? The mishubadim. You can collect the shvach from bnei chayrim, but not from mishubadim. Good, that's what it says. Now we are learning. What does that mean? He stole it. He sold it, and when the lekeach is coming back to him to collect, he's collecting A, the price of the field, and B, the shvach that he put into the field. Where Shmuel said you can't do that because it appears if it's ribis. Amarava 3 terutzim. Hachamay askinon kigoin shegazel sada mechaveroi b'leya peris. The goslin never stole the field, never sold the field. The goslin stole the field with peris. V'achal esa peris, and he ate peris. And not only did he eat peris, but v'chafa b'boiroi sichinim aros, and he dug up the field, meaning this field is not one you could return. He's going to have to return another field. Good. But nigzal ligvois keren, if he's coming to collect the field, goyvim nechasim mishubadim. But nigzal ligvois peris, and if he comes to collect peris, goyvim nechasim b'nei chayrin, then he's going to collect his peris from the chasim b'nei chayrin. So it's not speaking in a case where he sold it and there was an improvement. There wasn't an improvement, fellas. There was an improvement. Simply was what? He stole the field full of Paris. There's 2 payments now. there's the keren, the field itself, which you can't collect because he dug it up. So you got the other field he could collect from Mishubadim. The Goslin had another field and sold it, and the Paris that he's going to collect from the Goslin, which he has every right to, because he stole it. It was there. He made it. He did it. Mamela that he can collect from from Bnei Chayrin, but it's not speaking about Shvach. And Mamela is not a kasha on Shmuel. It's not a kasha on Shmuel. So again, when it's what are you collecting, guys? From guys, the kasha to focus on. Bnei Chayrin is what you're collecting from, and the Havmin it's Shvach. And Shmuel said you can't collect the Shvach. You're not collecting Shvach. You're collecting Paris that you was there, that you had every right to. He stole it. He stole two things: your field and Paris. Normally, what would he do? He'd return the field, and Paris you'll be able to collect from Bnei Chayrin. But now you can't return. The reason why you learned that he got up the field, but it's mashman. There's two payments over here: Mishubadim payment and Bnei Chayrin payment. So it had to be dug up the field, or else there won't be Mishubadim pick a payment because he would just return the field. I'm kind of lax. I'm going through your head, figuring it out for you.
No, that's not my problem. My problem is that where's the shvach?
There is no shvach.
That's just it. So how do you have Bnei Chayrin?
That's the Paris. No, he's collecting from the Goslin.
No,
he steals the field, right?
Right, he steals the field.
Goslin steals the field. Now he went ahead and he did two things. He messed up the field and he ate the Paris. Right. Good. Now, when I collect from him, what am I collecting?
Okay. So you're saying that they're two separate things.
Yeah. Two separate things. There you go. Okay, good. I always know from your face when something's bothering you. Usually it's indigestion, but anyway, so. Listen, you got to deal with these people the whole day. I understand. Anyway. So that's the teretz, guys. That's the teretz of Rava. It's speaking about Paris. Rabbi bar Avhuna Amar Pigoin Shed Natlu Masikin. You know what Yoitz Mitachas Yadai means? That we met these fellas in Baba Kama. The Matsikim, these guys they went ahead and they hopped the field away from him. So Yoitz Mitachas Yadai. Now, so he stole the field, and now Masikim take it away from him. And Bon Migzal Ligvois, and now he's coming to collect from the Goslin. Goiva Keren. He can collect from the Chasim Shubadim the field, not that field, any field, because that field's gone. But Nigzal Ligvais Paris, if he comes to collect Paris, government Chasim Chayrin. So again, this is not speaking about what where he improved the field and it's shvach. It's speaking about what that if the field was taken away and there was Paris in the field. Okay, so we have two cases. They're both the same teretz. Either way, you're collecting Paris from the Goslin. You're not collecting what shvach that the person who bought the field, because no one bought the field. Guys, no one bought the field. The Goslin stole an existing field, which you had existing rights in that field. Either was taken away by either the guy grubbed it up, or Masikim took it away. They took it away. Rava loyama kiraba. Ravu said it's speaking about a dug up field and not hold like Rabba. When it said it leaves his hand, you know why it leaves his hand? That he went to court and they took it out of his hand because he was a Goslin. Right? It's coming out of his hands, but it's coming out of his hands the way it was, not dug up. So in other words, each one accomplished the same thing. How did we get into this? One more time, guys. How do we get into this? What's Shmuel's din? If you steal a field if you steal a field, you sell it. The guy improves the field, and now it's taken back from him by the original owner. You're reverting back to the Goslin. The money that you gave him is a halva because he had nothing to sell you. Now, what are you getting back? A, the money you gave him for the stolen field, and B, he's giving you back improvements. That seems to be like ribbis. You're getting more. Good. So now, here we have a case over here, a brisa that says the guy steals the field. When it leaves his hands, you can collect the keren from Mishubadim, and you can collect shvach from Bnei Chayrin. 1 second, according to Shmuel, you can't collect shvach, and it must be speaking. He sold it to somebody else. And for the Gemara, no, Yotzim B'tachas Yada doesn't mean he sold it to somebody else. Yotzim B'tachas Yada means they took it back because he stole it, and they just took it back from him, or Masikin took it away from him, right? B'tachas Yada or left him. Where's the Mishub? Where's the Bnei Chayrin payment over here? Since the field had Paris in it initially, that's it. What did one like not like about the other? Rava did not like Rabbi's pshat. Rabbi Huna's pshat, because when it says Yotzim Tachas Yada means Bezdin's taking it back. Bezdin's taking it back. And Rabbi Rav Huna did not like Rabbi's pshat, because Rabbi's pshat is that it was dug up. And he said, Smash Yotzim Tachas Yada, it's be'en, it's as it was. Okay, those are the first two pshatim to answer the kasha, the challenge on Rav Nachman in the name of Shmuel. Here we have another pshat. Here have another pshat. The shir starts at 8 o'clock. Ravashi says, Ravashi, I don't know.
Thank you for recognizing me.
Yeah, 1,000%. Ravashi Amar Litztad in Ketani. Ravashi says you learn the Brisa Litztad. Guys, you learn this two separate cases. We're Masechta Bava Metzia.
When did that start?
Tesvav, I said that was a layup. Tesvav. Okay, we listen. We began to say then the Zikin. Anyway, so Ravashi says Litztadin Ketani. Learn this Litztadin. In other words, the Brisa that said Hariyom Mitachas Yada is speaking about two separate cases. Kigoin Shegazel Sada Mechaveroi Malaya Paris V'Yochalas Paris. Okay, you stole the field from your friend and he ate the Paris. You can collect the Paris from what? Umacharas Asada, and then what? So you stole the field from your friend full of Paris and you ate the Paris. And then you sold it to somebody else. Bolo Keach Ligvois Keren. The Keach comes to collect the Keren. Since he's not collecting Shvach, right? It's not Shvar and Shmuel. What's he collecting, guys? He's only collecting the Keren. When Nigzal Ligvois Paris, so there's no collection of Shvach over here, and Memela what? Memela, it's not what? It's not a problem on Shmuel. So he's learning the Brisa as two separate cases. Go back to the Brisa. We'll stick the pshat in the Brisa. Yeah, basically again, look back to the Brisa. Tashma lachilas Paris Ketzad harigosa soda mechaver vayu yotzim mitachas yadai yeshu goyve asaker minchasim mishubadim. That's one case, and uParis goyve minchasim minchayrin. That's a separate case. Notice he steals the field full of Paris. So when he collects in the Goslin, he's collecting the Paris from the chasim minchayrin. And if the field is sold, he can collect the Karen from the chasim mishubadim. So two separate cases. Bottom line is no question on Shmuel. Bottom line is no question on Shmuel. Okay. Now, according to Rabbi and according to Rabbi Rava and according to Rabbi Rav Huna, you're collecting what? What are you collecting from? You collect the Karen from Mechasim Mishubadim, correct? Guys, when do you collect Karen? When do you collect Mechasim Mishubadim? Only if the Lekeach possibly could know that there was a sale. So what happens? There's a sale, a call goes out that this guy has a loan on his head, this guy made a sale on his head. Be aware, if you buy property from him, buyer beware. Buyer beware. If this, let's say it's a clandestine deal, it's a deal that's done without writing a shtar. Without writing a shtar, it's a milva al peh, then what? Then no one could know about it. Then you can't collect from the lekeach. He couldn't have known to avoid the deal, right? He had no way of knowing. Both Rav and Rabbi speaking where the guy stole it and sold it. How are you supposed to know? It's a milval peh. It's a milval peh. L'chayre, how can you collect from Mishubadim? Fred the Gemara Kasha.
The fact that it was clandestine, wouldn't that,
Clandestine means I used the wrong term. It wasn't like it didn't have an official shtar. It could have been. It wasn't unter and tish. It wasn't something. No, that's the wrong. Yeah, no, it wasn't the back. It wasn't like with a little light bulb. Right, nothing Heshi had to investigate. Okay, now. Okay. Anyway, so now, so Bein Rava Rafuna Milval Pehu. So how could they learn pshat in that brisa? The brisa says if you collect the Karen, you collect it from the chasim mishubadim. But 1 second, you can't. So hachmayaskina kishamed bedin. There was hamad bedin. Okay, look at Rashi, guys. It's speaking where there was hamad bedin. Koidim machar shemachan chasav. Before he sold it, there was hamad bedin. The kivin the chayvei bezdin. Islay and since Bezdin was mechayev him, there was a coil. And it's like a milva b'shtar, right? Before he sold it, there was a mother bedin. Once there's a mother bedin, what does the shtar do? It creates a coil. So here also over here, once there's Amad B'din, so Memela what? It's going to create a call. People will know about it. And therefore, the Gazlan was Amad B'din before he sold the property, and Bezdin was chayim to pay what? The Karen. So you know what happened? He stole the property, Bezdin was chayim to pay, and then he sold it. So obviously the guy who bought it should have known better, right? So let me ask you a question. So you're stealing a property with payers on it. And a call went out that what? What the call went out? That it was stolen. And you should have known better, yeah? So why then don't you collect the payers from the Chasam Mishubadim also? Why are you limited to Bnei Chayrin? The Baisa said, right? You're telling me that there was a Hamad B'din, so and you should have known better, then why don't you collect the payers as well? So Hashem Dim V'Hadizavim. Yihachi Paris Nami. The Nigzal should be able to collect the payers from the Chasim Mishubadim. He should be able to collect the payers from the Chasim Mishubadim. After all, it's there's a coil. It says no Kisham B'din ala Karen, Lo Yom B'din ala Paris. Right? There was some other B'din on one and not the other, which is so the one wants to know, my Pascha, what kind of what do you mean? Some other B'din, you take care of two birds with one stone. It says when a person goes ahead and makes a claim against another individual, Karna Tava Bereisha. First, he's Taveya the Karen, right? First, he's Taveya the Karen. Then later on, he'll be Taveya the Paris. Okay, so that ends that Nakuda. That ends that Nakuda. That first, okay? Okay, so Yehuda, we're about a lot of lines down on Tesla and Amud Aleph. Okay, the Kitava, we're 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 lines down. Count by twos, you can do it quickly. If you used to Asal Gemara, I have no idea where you are. Says the Gemara, the Sava Shmuel, Leikeach Migazin, Les Shvacha. Right? What does Shmuel say? Getting back to Shmuel's din. If you buy from a Gazlan, you got to pay back the money, but not what? Why? Because Mechse Karibis. Guys, so, right? Guys, get this. This is, you got to walk away to the sugi knowing this. The reason why, if you improve a field and you pay back the Gazlan, the reason why you can't go ahead and pay the shvach, get back the shvach that you put in, it appears it's ribis. Because since the sale wasn't a sale, we'll look at it as a halva. And you're getting back more. So the Gemara now is questioning, that was Shmuel's din. We questioned from Bryce's, and now we're questioning the whole din in Svara. The Saba Shmuel Lakech Migazan Lesle Shvacha. Ve'ama Shmuel L'Rav Chinna Bar Shilas. Shmuel told Rav Chinna Bar Shilas, who happened to be a cipher. He goes Amlich. You know, when you go ahead, you're writing up the shtar. Go ahead and speak to them. When you write the shtar, speak to them and say the following: Mishufra, Shifcha, Uperi. In other words, if I improve the field, will I get my money back? Paris, will I get my money back? Shufra, will I collect it from Idias instead of Baininus? In other words, if the guy's going to take away the field from you, I'm giving you what? A great what? Security blanket. But the bottom line is what? What is Shmuel saying? You'd get back the shvach. Well, 1 second. Did Shmuel say you don't collect the shvach? Now the assumption is that what? Why are you going to lose the field? Because it was a gazela involved. If it was a balchoiv, then Shmuel would agree you get the shvach. It's only with a gazela. Balchoiv already, the money is a mecher. It's not a halva. So the assumption the Gemara is that they wrote up the shtar. He's guaranteeing if it's stolen. Okay, says the Gemara. But what are we speaking about over here? Who possibly can be taking the field away from you? Guys, there are two possibilities: a nigzal or a balchov. Those are two ways you can lose the field, right? Either the nigzal, the one who was stolen from, is going to go get it back, or the balchov, the balchov is mitayrev. Now, if you're speaking about balchov mislay peri, v'mashmul balchov goiva es shvach in avla peris loy. So in other words, what did Shmuel tell him? He told him three things: shufra, shvach, uperi. When you mention the word peri, what is it saying? Cross out balchov. So who must it be? It must be the Gazlan. And nonetheless, it says you do get shvach. Shvach and al peris loy. Elolav b'loikeach mi Gazlan. A person is buying a field from a Gazlan, and you see that what you would collect shvach. Okay.
The Gazlan gives back the money, obviously, right?
Yeah.
nigzal. So why can't you go after the nigzal for the payers that you got back?
What's the case? What's the case?
When you bought a field from a guy's.
I bought a field from a Goslin. I improved the field. The Nigzal's taking it back.
So we can't get the Goslin can't give him back the payers, right?
The Goslin can't give him back the Shvach, right?
The Shvach. But why can't?
He's getting back his money.
He's getting back his money for the purchase. He's not getting the improvements.
Yeah, correct. But the Nigzal, the Nigzal doesn't owe him anything. It's like you're going down to, if I go into your field and improve something and I didn't ask you a shush, do you? If I go to your yard, all of a sudden I put trees and everything. I come and I say, pay me $1,000 for landscaping. What are you gonna tell me? Good. The same thing. I didn't ask you to go down and do it. It's Gemara.
Right, take it up.
No.
I can pull out my trees.
Before Gemara, I'm telling you, you could do whatever you want, but you'd be foolish. You don't have to pay. Enjoy it. You don't have to pay for it.
No, but I, as the guy that planted the trees, I've right to pull out them.
Who, me?
If I,
okay, that's a different. Okay, that's a din and midas Sedon. You want to be a. No, again, you ask. No, it's not. You're asking a monetary question. I'm answering you monetarily, Yaakov. Monetarily, the Nigzal owes him nothing. You stole my field. I got my field. That's it. It's a better field. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you to make it better. Now, Rabbi Yosef Hachamay Eskinon Kigoyin Sheyesh LeKarka. Listen to this. He's collecting what? He's collecting from the Goslin. He's collecting karka. What's the difference? Guys outside. I go ahead and I steal a field. I sell it to Avrami Branca for $100. Avrami Branca puts 50 improvements. It's worth 150. Now it comes back to me, right? And Yankel takes it away from him. Right? Yankel takes the field away from him. Yankel, you don't want to pay him the 50. You're happy now. Right? Yankel takes the field back from him. I got now. If he pays me 150, it's Michse Karibis. Why? Because the sale was what? That's if he pays me cash. If he pays me cash. What happens if he pays me karka? If he's paying me karka, then it doesn't seem like a halva. If he's paying me karka, it doesn't seem like a halva. In that case, if you pay karka, then you can get 150. Look, it doesn't appear like alva, because again, michse karibis is not, guys. This is not written. It's not. It's only what it appears. No one pays back if you're alone. You're not paying back with karka. So therefore, it takes away the michse karibis problem. Okay, look at Rashi, guys. Says Rashi, kigan sheyesh le karka le gazlin, right? Karka, the one who's collecting for the keach karka, the mois, the hashtale michse karibis, and therefore what? It doesn't appear like it's ribis. Right? No, again, it's machloikis whether a bal chayv, whether if you can be masalik with zuz, l'cher or not. Okay, it's a machloikis. Okay, so but you hear the needin over here. Okay. Fellas, there's a din like this. There's a din like this in Ezu Neshech. If I go ahead and we make a commodities deal, I'm giving you a saw of wheat, and you're gonna pay me back a saw of wheat. That's a no can do. Why? Because it's commodity may go up. So if it goes up, you're paying back more. But that's not nichse karibis. That is ribis derabanan. That's because that's ribis derabanan. It's not michse karibis. It's ribis derabanan. That's one more level up. So 2 levels. Michse karibis. Our case we sold it. It appears like alva. Michse karibis, and this sub is sub. Fred the Gemara Kasha. I don't know why the Gemara makes this assumption, but the Gemara assumes that if you can pay back yodoi to take care of a michse karibis problem, if you pay back karka, it'll take care of a sub problem as well. So Fred the Gemara Kasha, very geschmack. Says the Gemara, if it's speaking where you paid back payris karka to pay off the loan, amalei abaya, v'chimuta lilvay sa b'sa b'makom sheish lekarka. Is it permitted to go ahead and pay back, right? In a such situation to pay back karka. Amalei hasam alva. There it's a halva hachazvini. Guys, this was a sale. We said we had a lumdus. Since he wasn't really selling something, it will view the money in his hand as a halva. But it was a zvina, it was a sale, right? You bought a land from a goslin. We'll view the money as lent money, but it wasn't a halva, was it? No. But sub is so as a halva, then even karka you won't be able to pay back. So the two levels. Guys, Geschmack, you good? We'll do it one more time in a second. They made a kinyan suder that if the shvach is taken away, I'll reimburse you. In other words, you want to know why it's not a problem? One problem was you paid back karka. Another problem is, another way to take the problem, I made a kinyan with you. What was the kinyan? If they take away the shvach, if they take it away, I'll go ahead. Now, how does this avoid the michsei karibis problem? Look at Rashi. Shekanim yadai ala shvach. They made a kinyan on the shvach. The havili mechuyev mishas hamecher koidim sheyeschar hamtanas mois. Guys, what's the ribis over here? Guys, what's the ribis? Guys, look, eye contact. This is, you have to get used to this. We're going to be hacking it for a few weeks. And in a few weeks, for a few weeks. Good? Listen. This is called aga notar. Why, when you pay, bank gives you money, you're paying interest. Why? Because you have use of the money and they're waiting. The money's not in their hands. They can't do anything with it. Good? So now, if I give Avrami Branca, I give him $100 on a field that he stole. When that money's by him, right? He has use of that money, and I don't have the money, correct? So it appears when it gives me back 150, the schar of that money being by him for that period of time, I'm getting reimbursed. That's michsei karibis. If I made a kinyan on the shvach before the actual time period of being in your rishus, then it's not michsei karibis anymore. We made a kinyan on the shvach, meaning I'm mechayev, you're mechayev to pay me the shvach before you had a chance to have the money in your rishus. So therefore, since the chalois on the shvach was before the hamtana of waiting for the money, therefore it's not michsei karibis. So two ways to avoid this problem. The attack on Shmuel, right? That you're collecting shvach. One, that you're paying back karka, it's not michsei karibis. Or two, you made a kinyan or chalipin on the shvach before the halva took place. So that's the kediyari. Amalei Abaye v'chimuter same kasha v'chimuter little by sub b'makom shekanim yadai. Amalei hasam alva hachas vina. The same teretz. Okay, nimsa guys, we went through a whole sugya. Shmuel said that skiddish, right? That Shmuel's skiddish was that if you buy a field from a gazlan and you improve the field, you're not going to get back your shvach because it appears nichsei karibis. It appears like ribis. Shmuel was attacked. He'll serve throughout every single case. Gufa. Amar Shmuel. Baal Chayv goy v'es shvach. The Baal Chayv goes ahead and he collects the shvach. That's what he said. In other words, a gazlan, a nigzal, a gazlan cannot, if it's a stolen field, but a Baal Chayv could. So if a nigzal takes away the field, then you can't collect from the gazlan shvach. But a Baal Chayv, he could collect the shvach, and he's not reimbursed. He takes it, he's not reimbursed. Amar Rabbi, I'm not pay for it. Amar Rabbi Teida shekach koisav lo moichel lekech. Listen to the star that he would write. I'm standing up. Va'ashvei, and I'm silencing. Va'adchei, I'm purifying. Va'morik, and I'm cleansing. Zvina ilan, the sale from any protest. Inan, whether it's in the karka. Va'moleyan, whether it's in the expenses. Ushvachayim, or in the shvach. In other words, I'm taking care of it. You don't have nothing to worry about. Ve'ekim kidamach, I'll place it right in front of you. If it's taken away, the zvina will be chalois tanon v'kibul love and the. So this is, so what do you see? That the guy reassures him that the balcha takes it away, that you're going to go ahead and he'll take care of him. So you see the balcha's collecting. In other words, if I give him matana and the guy improves the field, I give him matana, the guy improves the field, comes along a Baal Chayv, I owed money previously. In other words, there's a star mukta, a star that this field that I gave to you as a present, there was a lien on it, and you improved it. So this svara means that what? That the Baal Chayv cannot collect from the Baal Matana guys. You hear? Tell us, what's the reason the Baal Chayv could collect from the Lekeach? Because the star said so. But a star matana, you don't write this out. Memela, you're telling me that the toirif, the one who's getting back the field that has a lien on him, cannot collect from the Baal Matana, the shvach? And the Gemara's answer is, yeah, you're right. You can't. Amalayin, you're right, he can't. because you get something from nothing, you get to keep the shvach. You pay for a field, tough luck. I'm gonna lay in, yafa v'yafa, right? You here? Guys, you here? You go ahead, you buy a field from a guy. He's guaranteeing that if you improve the field, right, the Baal Chayv, if you anything that he can go ahead and rip it away, and you'll make it up to the guy. You'll make it up to the Lakeach. But the Baal Chayv is going to take it away. Good. This star is not written by the Makalu Matana. So if the Baal Matana improves the field, guess what? You won't be able to take away the shvach. You won't. Omer of Nachman. We have a brisa that's a raya to Shmuel. The Huna Chaverin and Rav Huna Mukim Lo B'Mili Achrini. He sets his name in a different way. The Tanya, Hamoicha Sadl Chaveroi. He sells a field. Right, he yoytz mitachas yadai and it's leaving his hands. This is the previous brisa we had. Kishu Goiva Saker Menachasim Mishubadim Ushvach Goiva Menachasim Menechayrim. Vavinon Chaverin. Okay, so that would seem to be what a raya to Shmuel. Why? Why are you collecting shvach? Because you're a Baal Chayv. Okay. If you buy it from a Goslin, so since he's saying it's speaking about a Goslin, it's no raya to Shmuel, and he argues in Shmuel. Rashi says b'lekech migoslin. The nigzal vade Torah shvacha. The nigzal could take the shvach. The amalei aroish eshbach. Ava Baal Chayv kol kamad le torfa lavdi dehu ubeshusad lekech eshbach, and therefore the Baal Chayv can't take it. He argues in Shmuel. Tanya idach hamoicha sad lechavera v'shvicha uba Baal Chayv v'torfa comes like Baal Chayv takes it away. Keshahu goiva when lekeach it collects in the meicher. Keshahu goiva when lekeach who bought it, it's not coming back to the meicher. If the improvement is more than the Yitzia, Pirish, guys, numbers. He put in $100 of expenses, and now it's worth $200. So he has a profit there of $100. Okay, he put $200 in, and he's a profit now. So now he takes the shvach. The lekech would take 100. Okay, let's start 12 lines from the bottom again. Tanya Inach. When the lekeach collects in the meicher, if the improvement is more than the yitzia, so therefore 2 words versus 100, he takes the 100 mibal karka by yitzia and the 100 mibal chayv. And let's say he was a loser. He put a lot of money in and it didn't go up so much. He lost money, in fact. Then all he gets is the 50 from the bal chayv. Shmuel, what is he going to set the name with? The Reisha says you can collect from the Meicher. According to Shmuel, you're not able to collect, guys. Right? And here it says what? Here it says you could collect. And over here he's collecting shvach. If it's Balchoiv Kasha Reisha Viseifa, Shmuel Balchoiv Goiv as a shvach without reimbursements, and over here he's getting reimbursed. So anybody saying we had 2 ways of avoiding this, right? We can make it, guys. We'll make it the same truths we said before. Either he was kind of the karka, or there was a kinyan chalipin. So therefore, you'll be able to collect the shvach, and therefore that's kasha and Shmuel. Here you're collecting shvach. Shmuel said you can't collect shvach. Well, the same hechatim so we had above, right? We'll say that it's speaking about it's speaking that what that Goslin. By saying karka, and the Goslin is karka, and therefore you could collect shvach. He made a kinyan before the halva, and therefore it's not mixed like karib. It's very geschmack. It's speaking about Baal Chayv, not a Goslin. So v'loi kasha. How can, in other words, it's fair. Then the Baal Chayv should not have to be reimbursed. He collects off being reimbursed. V'loi kasha kam b'shvach. This sounds familiar. We had it in Baba Kama. You have the field it's almost cut, holding by being cut, but it still needs the karka a little bit. So it's like considered pay. It's
It must be the blackout. It must be the blackout.
Sorry. But you know the guilty party is, even though you can't see. I have a lot of bobbleheads going like this. Harold?
Geller went to me.
Yeah, Geller went to you. I think it's time for your partners in Torah. Anyway, Hamagilik Sofim. So If the Paris, it reached the point where the Paris, in that case, the Baal Chayv has to pay. He has to pay the Lekeach.
The best thing about it is each time.
You won't believe it. You won't believe it.
Each time it's a shock. You can't believe
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Anyway,
it.
v'hamaisim b'chol yaim.
Big minded do Kishel.
Does she need help with that phone?
You can.
It's in the light. You know?
Anyway, v'hamaisim b'chol yaim. The command Shmuel. In other words, when does the Baal Chayv have to reimburse when the shvach it doesn't reach literally the shoulders, it's not ready to be harvested. But when it reaches the shoulders, ready to be harvested, then the Baal Chayv has to reimburse. Furthermore, without reimbursement, like if the loan value and the shvach of the ara are the same, so the shvach is part of repaying the loan. So he goes ahead, he takes shvach and he leaves. Says in other words, the question was the following. Let's say someone comes to rip away a field from you, right? Someone comes to rip away from you. Can you go ahead and say, listen, you're ripping it away from me because he owes you money. I'll give you the money. Let me keep the field. Let me keep the field. In other words, I bought a field. I'm happy with this field. You have a lien on this field. That lien is based upon a money that you were owed, right? So can you go ahead? That's what you asked earlier. So now, that he has every right to, he can't be misalik with money. So the shvach is collected. This meaning he has to reimburse the shvach. Let him say, if I had money, having misalkinach mekuli ara. The Leslie Zuzi, now I don't have money, I only have the shvach. Havli girva the ara ba'ara the shvach. In other words, don't give me money for the shvach. Let me go ahead, and have a piece of land for the shvach. This land was made in Apaitiki. This was the first dibs. This was the mortgage rishina. And everyone's moida in that case, you can't be. Even Manioma says that you're not able to misalik in mezuzah. Over here, he would agree that even you could be misalik with mezuzah. Here we admit that you can't be misalik with mezuzah because why? Because this land is his, and even if he could be misalik you with mezuzah, it doesn't make a difference. You won't be able to. You collect this land, and therefore you can't. Let me keep a little shvach from the land rather than you give me money. There's only parayim from this case. Okay, guy recognizes that it's not his. So you're buying from a goslin. You know the field's not his. You're giving him money. Amarav mois yeshloi shvach ein loy. Says Rav mois yeshloi. In other words, when he goes ahead and comes back to him mois yeshloi shvach ein loy, he doesn't get shvach. He improves the land, and he knows he's buying a land that's stolen. So he can go back and collect the money, but he can't go back and collect shvach. He doesn't even have money. He can't go back and give us money. So if you buy a field that you know is stolen, you can't recoup your loss. You can't recoup your loss. So again, you know this field was stolen. You give the guy $1,000. You put in 500, right? You come back 1,500. Forget about it. You're not even getting you're getting 1,000. Not you're not getting the shvach. Says Shmuel, not only not getting the shvach, you're not even getting 1,000. You lost the money. So it's not even at your own risk. It's like you did worse than that. You knew it was a stolen field. Rav knows that the karka is not his. So why do you give him money? He wants this guy to watch his money. He wants the goslin to watch his. I don't know why you want the goslin to watch his money, but he wants the goslin to watch his money. So therefore, he can come back and say, "You're a shomer on my money. Give it back to me." That's why he can reclaim his money. The name of L'Shim so why do you tell him? Why do you go through the scenario of charade? That's the word I wanted. Why are you going through the charade of making a sale if you want to? Like you knew that you're not getting this field, right? So why do you go through the charade of giving him money to watch? Why don't you just tell him to watch the money? Says he's not going to makabel it. He's not going to makabel it. Ushmul savar adam yoideya shekarka ein loy. Shmuel knows that Adam knows that karka ein loy, and therefore v'gomar v'nosan l'shem matana. So why money not to watch? He
That's why
gave
you don't
the
get
money
back.
as a present, and therefore afilu mois ein loy
Right, gives a goodbye.
present. So in other words, you're buying a field from a Goslin that you know is stolen. Now, for some reason, obviously, you either trust this guy or you like the guy. So according to, or both, says Rav, when you gave him the money, you gave it to me Taurus Pikadon. You gave him to Taurus as a watchman, as an object to watch. And therefore, upon requesting it, you can get it back. Shvach, forget about it, right? That you know you lost. On the other hand, Shmuel says you don't even get back your money. You know why? Because you gave it to him as a present. You gave it to him as a present. Okay, so now. Once you tell him you're giving us a present, why go through the charade of a sale? He knows that the guy's embarrassed to take the matana, he won't take it. But now, by making believe he's buying it, he'll go ahead now. We have the same machloikis fellows in Masechta Gittin and Kedushin. Deidmar, a Mekadesh is a choso, a person's Mekadesh's sister. Now, everyone knows that Kedushin is not typhus by your sister. It's a chi of karis, right? So Mekadesh is a choso, you gave her money. Rav Amar Mois Chayzun, you get the money, Kesef Kedushin back. Ushmul Amar Mois Matana, it's a Matana. It's the exact same case, except with a different Aveira, right? You're either buying a stolen land or you're being Mekadesh, Kedushin, that's nothing. Rav Amar Mois Chayzun, Adam Yodea Shem Kedushin Typhus about Chaysai. Everyone knows Kedushin is not Typhus by your sister. But Gama V'nas L'Shem B'Kadin. Furthermore, V'Nemalei L'Shem B'Kadin. Sabalei Mekabel Minei. He won't go ahead and accept it. He won't watch. She won't watch it. Shmulam and Mois Matana. Adam Yodea Shem Kedushin Typhus about Chaysai. We're going with L'Shem Matana. The name of L'Shem Matana. Why don't you go ahead and say you're giving this a present? Safely Milsa, she's embarrassed. She won't take it. Okay, now, why do you have to tell me this? The machlokes, the same machlokes, in two scenarios. One by Gesela and one by what? By Kedushin. Says Rabbi Tzrifa. The Mabaha in our case over here, but Rav of the Inshi, the Yav Matanis and Luchra. It's not common for a person to give a present to a fremda, to a stranger, right? A stranger, giving it to a stranger. So, but Mashenke by a Chaisai, maybe he should be minded to Shmuel that he want to give his sister a present. Avagabi a Chaisai, Ema Moidele the Shmuel that it's Mitaris Matana, and therefore he can't get it back. In the case of by Kedushin, Bahach Kama Shmuel, Aval Baha, by the case of Gesela, Ema Moidele Rav, why are you giving a matana to a strange person? It must be Mitaris Pikadin. Kemash Malon, that Watzricha. Now, Bain the Rav Dama Pikadin, Bain the Shmuel Dama Matana. What did guys do? Forget the charade. He continued playing it along. He went down to the field and worked the field and put money into the field. 1 second, he knows it's stolen. He's a fool. Forget about the money part. Let's look at what he did. He doesn't get shvach. What did he do? He obviously went ahead, put expenditures to make the field, and he improved the field. Why is he doing that, knowing the field is stolen? It's going to be taken away from him. Good? Says the Gemara. Bein l'Rav Dama Pikad, Bein l'Shmuel Dama Matana, Hayla Ira, the Ara, b'may kanachis. Why did he go down to this Ara? Uperis heichiyachol. How can he eat the Paris? Sava ana eches la'ara v'avid v'echel begavei. I'll go down and work it and do it. Ki heich davi ka'avidiu. Just like the Goslin did, I'll do it also. And the chiyasi mari da'ara zusi nahavi, right? And when comes along the master of the land, there'll be zuz. Either the Rav Dama Pikadin, the Shmuel Dama Matana. That's what he thinks. Okay, Amarava, a final statement. Amarava, Hilchasa, going back over the Sugya. Hilchasa, Yeshle Mois, Yeshle Schar, like Rav. If a person goes ahead, steals the field from his friend, turns out not to be his, he put money in, we don't view it as a Michse Karibis, and not only will he get the 100, he'll get the 50 as well. No, it's like Rav, not like Shmuel. And even though he didn't spell out that he's going to go ahead and get the shvach, it's not michse karibis. Next case, our case we just did now. Hikabah sheina shaloi, v'lacha mois, yesh le shvach, v'lacha, stop, mois yesh loi, shvach ein loi, like Rav, that what? It's a pikadin and not a matana. So you'll get back the money. Achrayas tayaseifahu, and achrayas, whether it's missing mishubadim from a star, Bein b'shtari halva, bein b'shtari mekach memcha. We said, guys, earlier that achrayas tasef is only by a star halva, because the person is not going to go ahead and lend money without the security of collateral, going ahead right and securing his loan. Mashenke mekach memcha, he'll buy a field for a day. And the answer is that no, we don't pass in that way. We passing that achrayus toisefa sayin alva and sayin mekor chumemka. Yes. What?
He has certain questions that he would ask before.
Again, if you ask him to ask the question, so what? Yeah, I'm saying yeah. So what? So good. So it's good. So it's good. How's it possible? But he made a mistake. The safe didn't ask the questions. That's twice safer. That's just substantiating it. Okay, we'll stop over here. Share will be tomorrow afternoon, probably 4 o'clock. Share will be tomorrow.